Hello, welcome to Not So Daft Minecraft, where we have our train line in place so that we can come and go pretty quickly. This is going to be a clearing out video. We're going to clear out the space and get ready to build a spawner room here. It's kind of boring. Going to fast forward through it. Looks a lot like this. Okay, so this is going to be a quick one. It's real simple. I'm building a 9x9 room. I've done 11x11 on the advice of a particular Minecraft YouTuber who built a 9x9 room, but he built it out of semi-transparent or semi-opaque, I don't know what to call them. He built it out of blocks. I think he used window panes. But he built it 9x9 and then made a larger box around it, and sure enough, creatures were spawning on the outside of the frame there. But 10x10 is weird, and you have to center the thing strangely, and you have to find the exact true corner of the spawner, blah blah blah. I don't do it. I've been doing 11x11, but frankly, I don't know. I just don't feel like it for a skeleton spawner. So I'm doing 9x9, so I've attached 4 blocks to each side of the spawner to give me a frame to shape the room to. Then I'm just going to clean up the room and give myself this 9x9 space, 3 blocks below, 2 above. I do 3 below because I do a corner water lift system, which when we get ready to actually start building the true framework inside of this box, I'll show you why I have that corner lift system and why I go 3 blocks down. Mostly it's so that I can ensure that the skeletons or zombies or whatever have full space to spawn, since a water block can act as any other block and prevent them from spawning. The rest of this is just getting the train line built into this space and getting it organized and cleaned up, and then we're going to create a room adjacent our spawn floor, which we're going to separate with glass at some point. And then we just clean up our train line, make it look nice and pretty, give ourselves a spot to park the train in, and hop off and do our job here. Pretty straightforward. It's a 9x9 box, man. 3 blocks below, 2 above, and then a viewing room, which will be our kill chamber. Which requires a little bit of clean out, a little bit of organization. Use your imagination. It's really up to you. Most important part is the actual spawning chamber and the space you allow yourself in the spawning chamber, and how you set up your lift and how you make your water move your bad guys. Yep, could have probably sped this up even more. Pretty basic stuff. Most important part is the actual spawning chamber. The rest is up to you. So we have a cube, 9 on a side, 3 below, 2 above. We will light the surface above the spawner. We'll probably throw a couple of bonus lights in here. Going to use some of that magma block to kind of give this place a little bit of ambiance, so we can see what we're doing when we have the lights out. Other than that, we are ready to start filling this thing up with useful stuff. Chests, the lift up, the drop down, all the good bits. So at this point, I'm going to show you what one of these looks like finished in a tester mode. All right, I built this one in a flat world. Probably put too much work into it, to be honest with you, but I really wanted to be able to see these things functioning using villagers because they're not bothered by the daylight. I guess I could have used creepers, but I think they'll only spawn in the dark. So here's what we have. This one's 11x11. The green blocks represent where your ceiling blocks will be. Got 2 blocks above and 3 blocks below. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and turn off this spawner so that we don't have the villagers getting in the way. Okay, that's off. Let's go ahead and pull the water, and you'll see why I go 3 blocks below on this type of build. It's because that platform back there could interfere with spawning if you only had 2 blocks below. So I go and I add that extra block. I go 3 below the spawner. So we have this nice corner system where you can see 5 blocks to the corner. That's the red, straight across the back. And then the 3 and the 3, or the 4 if you like it, 4 overlapping 4 on the green, and then the white. I did the different colors so that you can see. This is where the water is going to flow down, and we've removed some blocks. All of the red blocks represent the last block the water will touch before plunging down. The blocks I removed are these stone blocks. I should have put some colored block in here, but they're the ones I'm highlighting right now. Those I removed, and you can do that in your own build just by breaking the blocks immediately under where the water has come to a stop. So then we have our post lift system down here. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to drop down 1. Water's going to push you across the post. When any entity crosses a post, it tends to jump a little bit. Now, even without water, just stepping on that post makes me hop up and hit the water column. Now you'll note the important part, the soul sand is above the point that the post is attached to. Once the water's on here, you'll have no choice because the water will keep pushing you into that column with the post. You'll keep jumping, you'll keep being carried into the water. Pretty straightforward. We have our sign tree running all the way up to keep the water in check. The yellow and white blocks are just there as sort of guards for the room. So that the mobs tend to kind of get pushed back into the water column. That's not necessary. You could just have this slot open in your build. I probably will in mine. Here I just installed it so that we could see the basic sign tree separation from the room. Let's go ahead and put the water back in. You can see how the water flows. Okay, you see they go right just over those red blocks. So now, when you come down and you go over that fence post, it's boom and straight up. Okay, that's a water blade right there. I'll take a look at that. That's the water blade. Show you that in a second. Oh, I had the lava here because I was tired of killing the villagers. So get that pulled out of there. Okay, so here's the water blade and the water column. When you drop the water up here at the top, you drop it at the last point here, right there. It will flow down and flow forward. But if that gets disturbed, you have to remove all the water the hard way and start over again. The water blade is simple. We just tunnel back away from the sign column, throw 1 extra sign in to keep the water from flowing over our uplift point. And this way, when the mobs come up and they tend to bounce a little bit or get into each other's way, they don't get booted back down the sign column. That water blade keeps them moving forward. It's not necessary, but it's definitely beneficial. We also have that sign over here. That represents the end terminus that our water can flow. That allows us to have a really short stem of water. We could have even gone shorter so that they come up and literally fall right down. That's how we're going to do it in our world, I believe. It all depends on how I build the room. Do I need them to come in a little deeper or not? But if I can get it tight, we'll just bring them up and drop them straight down. The red blocks are important there. Those represent the 2-block gap. That's the ceiling that keeps the mobs from jumping up and down. If you don't provide them that, they'll start hopping and take some extra damage. So let's put a villager egg back in here and light this thing up. Okay, so they're falling down. Here comes some. It's kind of boring because we just did this trip, but they come down, take their hops, and up they go. All right, first guy comes up, goes down, boom. Second guy comes down. Boom. They're one punchers. This is 22 blocks they're falling. Sometimes you'll notice that you get a lot of guys coming down dead. So you can put a slab in, and the slab reduces their fall damage just a tiny bit. So if you got a lot that are landing and dying, try the slab trick. It will prevent you from using funnels, which would allow you to collect the garbage from unwanted mob garbage, like mostly zombie stuff. But they still stay one punch, even with the slab, but it does reduce the accidental deaths from fall damage. And that's pretty much it. I don't know there's much more to say about it. When we build it, it won't look as straightforward or clean because it's all going to be hidden. That's why I wanted to show this. This is kind of the blueprint to where we're going with our 9x9 build. All right, I hope that was illuminating. I really do, because it took a very long time to build that stupid showcase. So this is our kill chamber and resource room where we're going to build all the XP. It's going to look a lot different when it's done. Glass walls, bookcases, drop-down chutes, the whole 9 yards. Next up, we are going to be adding lighting to both the spawn chamber and this room. We're going to leave the background that you see here pretty much as is. I'm not going to pretty up the floors. I'm not going to pretty up the walls. This is a single skeleton spawner. Frankly, not worth too much time. But you can see I'm sitting on 31 XP here. So, you know, that's worth pursuing. All right, so we're going to get ready to take that out. Thank you for watching this quick video. Not So Daft Minecraft. I've been Gossip. You've been great.